to Ananda. From the Chuan Fa Luan King, up to the Tarpan Niepan. Mahaparinirvana Sutra. The collection forms the four Ahan: 1. Sengyi Ahan. Ekataragama. 2. Chong Ahan. 3. Tchang Ahan. Durgagama. 4. Chiang Ying Ahan. Samyuktagama. This is what is called the basket of the Dharma of the Sutras. The great Arhats asked further, who can clearly bring together the basket of the Vinaya? They all said, the Iosmart Yopi Oli. Upali. Of the 500 Arhats, he is foremost of those who maintain the discipline. Let us invite him now. Then they invited him with these words. Get up and sit on the lion seat, and tell us in what place the Buddha first enunciated the Vinaya and collected the precepts. Upali received the orders of the Samgha. Seated on the lion seat, he said, thus have I heard. Once the Buddha was at Pi Cho Li. At that time, Shu Tina, son of the householder Kia Lan Tio, conceived a lustful desire for the first time. The explanations relative to the two precepts. In 3 sections, the 7 precepts, the 8 precepts, the Pai Kieu Ni Pai Ni, the Sengyi, the Yo Pio Li Wen, the Tsa Po, these sections form the basket of the discipline. Again the Arhats had this thought. Who can clearly bring together the basket of the Apitian? They thought, among the 500 Arhats, the Iosmart Ananda is the foremost of those who explain the sutras. Let us invite him. Then they invited him with these words. Get up and go to sit on the lion seat. In what place did the Buddha first preach the Abhidharma? Ananda received the orders of the Samgha. Seated on the lion seat, he said, thus have I heard. Once the Buddha was dwelling in the city of Cho Po Li. At that time, the Buddha said to the bhiksus, those in whom the 5 fears, the 5 sins and the 5 hatreds have not been suppressed and extinguished experience innumerable evils in this life in their bodies and their minds for this reason, and in subsequent lives, they fall into the bad destinies. Those who do not have the 5 fears, the 5 sins and the 5 hatreds, for this reason are, in this life, happy in every way in body and mind, and, in subsequent existences, they are reborn in the heavens or in a pleasant abode. What are the 5 fears that must be discarded? 1. Murder. 2. Theft. 3. Illicit sexual relationships. 4. Falsehood. 5. Alcoholic drinks. All of this is called the basket of the Abhidharma. When the 3 baskets of the doctrine were brought together, the Devas, Asuras, Nagas and Devis made offerings of all kinds. They rained down celestial flowers, perfumes, banners, parasols and heavenly garments, to pay homage to the doctrine. Then they recited this stanza. Out of compassion for the universe, the 3 baskets of the Dharma have been collected. The Omniscient One who has the 10 strengths, the wisdom of his words is the lamp that destroys ignorance. Question. What is the origin of the Parkian to Apitian, the Lieu Phenapitian, and the others? Answer. When the Buddha was in this world, the doctrine did not meet any opposition. After the Buddha had departed, when the doctrine was recited for the first time, it was still as it was in the time when the Buddha was alive. 100 years later, King Asoka brought together a great assembly of 500 and the great masters of the Dharma debated. As a result of their differences, 2 distinct sects subsequently developed, each having a name. Finally a Brahmin monk named Kia Chamyen, wise and of keen faculties, completely recited the 3 baskets, the inner and outer texts. Wishing to explain the words of the Buddha, he compiled the Fatche King Parkian II. The first chapter deals with the supreme worldly dharmas. Subsequently, his disciples made from it a Pai Po So for people of ages to come who could not completely understand the Astagrantha. 2. Some say, in the Liu Fen Apitian the third part in 8 chapters is called Fen Pai Che Chu. This is the third part of the Liu Tian King in 6 parts. It is the work of Maudgalyayana. In the Abhidharma, in 6 parts, the first part contains 8 chapters, 4 are the work of the Bodhisattva Po Shumi and 4 others the work of the Arhats of Kipin. Kashmir. The other 5 parts are the work of the Luan Yi Che. 3. Some say, when the Buddha was in this world, Sariputra composed the Abhidharma in order to explain the words of the Buddha. Later, the Tutseu monks recited this work. To this day, this is what is called the Chu Li Fu Apitian. 4. During the lifetime of the Buddha, Mahakajayana explained the words of the Buddha and composed a pila box collection in the language of the Tisan. It is used even today in southern India. As all these works are commentaries on the words of the Buddha, when it is said, the 5 precepts. The commentary says, some are material, others are non-material, some are visible, others are invisible. Some offer resistance, others do not offer resistance. Some are impure, others are pure. Some are conditioned, others are non-conditioned. Some are with retribution, others are without retribution. Some are good, others are bad. Some are morally defined, others are morally non-defined. All this is what is called the Abhidharma. Furthermore, there are 7 tendencies of defilement. Anusaya of attachment to pleasure. Anusaya of hostility, anusaya of attachment to existence, anusaya of pride, anusaya of ignorance, anusaya of wrong view, anusaya of doubt. These are the 7 anusayas. Some are the anusayas of the desire realm, some are the anusayas of the form realm, others are the anusayas of the formless realm. Some are abandoned by seeing the truths, others are abandoned by meditation, some are abandoned by the seeing of suffering, others are abandoned by seeing the origin of suffering. Others are abandoned by seeing the cessation of suffering. The rest are abandoned by seeing the path. Some are complete anusayas, the others are incomplete anusayas. The 10 knowledges are 1. Knowledge of Dharma, 2. Subsequent knowledge, 3. Worldly knowledge, 4. Knowledge of the mind of another, 5. Knowledge of suffering, 6. Knowledge of its origin, 7. Knowledge of its cessation, 8. Knowledge of the path, 9. Knowledge of the cessation of the defilements, 10. Knowledge of no further rebirths. These are the 10 knowledges. Some are impure, others are pure. Some are conditioned, others are unconditioned. Some are sasarava causes, others are anasarava causes. Some are causes belonging to the desire realm, some are causes belonging to the form realm, some are causes belonging to the formless realm, others are causes belonging to no realm. Some are acquired on the uninterrupted path, others on the path of liberation. When the 4 fruits are acquired, some are attained, others are lost. To analyze all dharmas in this way is what is called Abhidharma. There are 3 kinds of Abhidharma. First, the main part and the meaning of the Abhidharma. The abbreviated text consists of 320,000 words. Secondly, the Abhidharma, in 6 parts. The abbreviated text consists of 320,000 words. Thirdly, the Pitaka, the abbreviated text consists of 320,000 words. We have explained the general meaning as a whole of the expression evam maya srutam akasman samaye. End chapter 3.